Hi, my name is Janita and today I'll be talking about injustice. Before I dive into the topic, I wanted to find out more about the word justice and where it comes from. So, what is the origin of justice? Justice is one of the most important moral and political concepts. The word comes from the Latin ius, meaning right or law. The Oxford English Dictionary defines the just person as one who typically does what is morally right. Injustice is the absence of justice, so it's an extremely important issue that we definitely need to pay more attention to. A sense of injustice is found anywhere where there are people. It has always been there. We just have to see throughout history. The Athenian philosopher Plato wrote about injustice in one of his books. The French people fought for the abolition of feudalism in the French Revolution, and even nowadays there's protests all over the world for the movement Black Lives Matter. I want to talk about a story in the Bible where Jesus got angry about injustice that he saw happen. It is written in Matthew 21 verses 12 to 13. Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." That's quite extreme. Jesus flipped over a table, but why was he so mad? Well, I have two answers for that question. Well, firstly, the temple in Jerusalem was the only temple for the Jewish population at that time. And since the story happened around Passover, an extremely important Jewish holiday, many people went to go to the temple. These people needed a sacrifice and the right currency in order to worship there. With Jesus calling the merchants robbers, it really implies that the money changers took advantage of the travelers. For my second reason, imagine this. You need to write an essay for school and you're alone in your house, there's no noise, you put all distractions away like your phone and everything is fine. Well, it's quite easy to concentrate in that scenario, right? But now imagine and somebody decides to vacuum in your room and you can also smell the yogurt that you left on your desk 3 weeks ago and forgot to put back in the fridge. I believe that in that scenario, it's pretty hard to concentrate on your work. Well, I bet it was not easy to concentrate over merchants chatting about the noises that the doves made and over the smell that the droppings had that they left behind. It wasn't really fair on the people that have traveled such a long way to go to the temple to now be distracted and not being able to worship. And Jesus spoke out against the injustice that he saw happen, and he did that many more times in his lifetime. But let's take a look at what injustice looks like today. I'll focus on experiencing injustice because you're a woman. On average, women are being paid 24% less than men for comparable work. Women are on average 30% less likely to be called for a job interview than a man with the same characteristics. Out of the 760 illiterate adults, 2/3 of them are women. 153 countries have laws which discriminate against women. These are only a few of the consequences that injustice causes in just one field. And there's so many more fields of injustice, if it is because of your race, because of your age, or because of your religion, because of your sexual orientation, or because of your physical or mental ability. And I believe that many of us experience injustice in some of these areas. But also, there's some areas where we experience privilege. But I believe we can use this privilege to speak up and to raise awareness so that our world can become more just. And I thought of 3 ways of how we can do that. We can speak up, like Jesus did. We can speak up when we see injustice happen in front of us. Second, we can share experiences that we had with injustice, either if it's written or spoken or any way you prefer it. And last but not least, we can study, we can educate ourselves more about injustice so that we can be more careful and avoid being unjust to other people. I hope these videos and these 3 last tips that I shared with you have helped you to figure out a bit more about injustice. Bye!